here on IceTime.TV with Devils player coach Andrew Lord after an emphatic 8-0 victory against the Coventry Blaze. And Andrew, in terms of responses from Tuesday night's defeat to the Nottingham Panthers, they don't come much better than that.
Yeah, I thought it was great. To a man, I thought, we played to our systems, our game plan, the work ethic was there, the guys were relentless, and I liked the fact that there was a bit of killer instinct tonight. All in all, it was a good team performance.
I've got to ask, I assume Patrick Bordeaux was a healthy scratch. Your thoughts behind that, and how does an ex-NHLer enforcer sort of take that news?
Yeah, it's always, all these decisions are brutally tough. Definitely doesn't help my sleep very much, I'll tell you that much, because, I genuinely really like this group or love this group, and it's tough. I felt since the suspension, it's just, taking his game a little bit, a little bit lighter, so to speak, just not quite as physical. And in a way, you can't really blame him because he's been kind of jammed up a little bit this year with that. Anytime he finishes a real big hit, it's under scrutiny, which is understandable with how big he is. But that, and it's just a tough call with Benty obviously out of the lineup. Just one of those things. We looked at it and we felt, we wanted to go with the lineup tonight, and it is what it is. I'm sure there'll be a lot of guys that have to, take their turn, so to speak. But at this time of the year, it's all about winning and it's all about team, and really nothing else matters.
We saw on Tuesday night in the third period, you made a switch. You went to the third line, and Denny Carney went up to the top unit. He continued there tonight. It was a pretty good home debut. He scored a nice goal, and he's a guy who protects the puck well. He's strong on the puck. Your thoughts on his performances so far? Yeah,
I was very happy. It was good. It was nice. I thought it was time. Like I said, I'm not really a first-line player, and it was nice to get Marty a little bit more playmaking ability, a little bit more, vision, and a guy that's going to pull up and make the little sauce passes. He's also got a great stick on him. I think his hockey IQ is through the roof, and I felt like they had some good chemistry. They had some good chemistry in practice this week as well. So it just really compliments us to be able to bring a guy like that in this time of the year, and then obviously when Benty's out, to be able to put him up and still have a real top line there, it's absolutely huge.
I know the guys asked you this question in Belfast last week. Guy Doucette works extremely hard. Maybe he's had an up and down season in terms of scoring streaks, then going into scoring ruts. He's on a streak right now. How important could that be this time of year?
It's big, and it's all about, credit to him. He sat out a couple times. It was very hard, I'm sure. It's the first time in his pro career he had to do that, and arguably one of the best goal scorers this league's seen the last 3 or 4 years. And lately he's kept his head up. He's had great practices. He's worked on his details. And when he got his opportunity here 3 games ago, he's taken it. He's come back in. He was huge for us in Belfast. He got another one in Nottingham, and he was good again tonight. So testament to him, testament to his character.
I will, if I may, just ask you about the Coventry Blaze. We weren't able to catch Danny Stewart tonight. A little bit of conundrum, that team. They seem to have some good individual players, particularly Almeida and Sainer. Maybe struggling a little bit in terms of consistency in team leadership. What's your read on them right now?
I thought they started very hard. I thought, even the first 5-6 minutes, I thought they had some chances. I thought Bouncy was big. I don't know if we came out quite the way we wanted to those first couple shifts. They had some ozone possession. I thought once we got the second one, it was very, very big for us to get that lead. And then we're just able to get the puck in. We're able to get in on the forecheck, and I'm not going to really comment on another team, to be totally honest.
I want to ask you a little bit about the Ulmer, Haddad, Asselin line. We've spoken about it a couple of times, but for my money, for our money up on the gantry, they're the best line in the league right now. They just seem to have chemistry. What do you like about that line?
Everything. Yeah, it's been a great mix. We've talked about Joe Haddad too much lately. I think it's starting to get to his head, but no, he's been huge. We knew Lane Ulmer this time of the year. Again, I've repeated that a number of times. He's a gamer. He's a big game player. He's a veteran. He's calm under pressure. The nerves or the title race or whatever anyone wants to talk about, it doesn't faze him. He's done it before. He's won a bunch before, and that's a huge reason why we brought him in. And you can see it in his game right now. Patrick Asselin, same thing, won multiple trophies in Denmark. Cool under pressure, his skill set's through the roof. And I think they just complement each other well personality-wise, and also just the little bit of mix. You know, you have a good scorer in Ulmer, you got an all-around guy, puck possession guy in Joe Haddad, and a real high-end skill guy in Patrick Asselin, and it's been huge for us, because the last couple of years we've had deep teams, but I always felt like, you know, if you queued on Joey Martin's line and shut him down, it was hit or miss whether we were going to get that other line. And right now, the way they're playing gives us unbelievable depth throughout our lineup.
Moving on to tomorrow night, what challenges do the Edinburgh Capitals pose? Right, they're bottom of the league at the moment, but they're a good team with some good European players. That's a big ice up there, a fast ice. They're solid at home. You're going to have to be on your guard. Yeah,
absolutely. It's a quick turnaround here. You know, we're up first thing in the morning, and we gotta come out and play the right way. They're great off the rush. They have some high-end skill, and you know they're very, very tricky on home ice there, especially. So we're gonna need to have a great start. Hopefully, we can get the first couple and go from there.
Just finally, and I know you're going to bat this away, but I've asked every week of the season, I'm going to ask again. After that weekend in Belfast, you probably are wearing the tag of favourites now for the league title with a 3 or 4 week run-in. Does that put any pressure on? Are the guys, do you have to manage that any differently from a coaching perspective? Has there been any change? Because you are probably out-and-out favourites right now, perhaps for the first time in 20 years.
Thanks for that. Yeah, it's good. You know, we're very good at taking a game at a time. I'm sure guys are taking a peek at the standings a little bit and looking at that, and you know, but I think, and the feel in the room is just great because we have that veteran leadership. We don't have guys that panic under pressure, and it's just a lot different feel right now. And I think also for the 11 guys we have from our first season together under the new ownership, and you know, Todd and myself, we've learned some valuable lessons. We've been in the hunt, we've had to play in big games, and you grow as a team, you grow as individuals, and I think right now it's all coming together. But you know, there's no point in looking farther ahead than tomorrow night.
Andrew, great game tonight, great result for the Cardiff Devils. Thanks as ever for joining us on IceTime.TV.
Thanks.